everybody talking.
It's wonderful to be here to hear you speak tonight. I bet you were a wonderful teacher. I learned a lot from listening to you talk about things. My name's Deborah Parika. I'm from Manchester, and I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm part of a group of people that some of the people here may have already met tonight. We're promoting House Resolution 281 to stop the persecution of Falun Gong practitioners and spiritual practitioners and people in China. Their persecution and their forced organ harvesting for profit. Tonight you talked a lot about health care, about Medicare expenditure, about insurance, and that's what this House resolution is all about, stopping America's collusion with forced organ harvesting. It sounds like it might not be a problem that we should be concerned about because it's not happening right here in our town, but it may very well be. A lot of Americans are going to China for organs. They're waiting on the organ donation list here. They can go to China and buy an organ where the CCP will shoot someone and you can have a transplant. The question is this: where do you stand on House Resolution 281, and do you feel that you can support that and co-sign that in Washington?
Well, I think, as a rule, I don't sign on to an awful lot of resolutions and programs like this. I think that we have an obligation. I think you make very salient points as it relates to the persecution that's ongoing and the practices of the Chinese government.
Thank you. We have almost 2,000 signers in your district of citizens that have signed on.
And I think that that's important that people in the district, we're going to a forum tomorrow on the minimum wage and jobs, where we have 2,000 signatures on increasing the minimum wage. I think that that's a good idea also. And there are different proposals that emanate within Congress. I think, number one, let me commend you for getting up and speaking about this and bringing this to the attention of people. That's what a democracy is all about. My tendency, my heart is with you on this. It's just making sure that we have all the details and then finding out what's happening currently with respect for this. And so we have an obligation to make sure that we follow up on that. Now, who's submitting the resolution in Congress?
Absolutely. There are two congressmen. Ross Lenahan, who's a Republican from Florida, and Chris Andrews, who's a Democrat from New Jersey.
Rob Andrews.
And Robert Andrews.
And let me say this, of both those members, one a Republican and one a Democrat, they are very thorough in there. So what we would do is I would call both of them when I got back there and said, you proposed this, 2,000 people have signed it in my district, could you tell me more about it? What led you to this conclusion? And then I'll probably get on or not.
There's extensive and exhaustive evidence and
but it's just a resolution to the Chinese government, right?
No, it's actually a resolution to our government. All that resolution is saying is that the United States government acknowledge the persecution of innocent people in China and stop the collusion of American citizens from going to China to get a kidney or a heart or a lung or a liver for, for $150,000 and coming back here.
It sounds very reasonable. I promise you that I'll read it, and I promise you I'll get you an answer.
Thank you, Congressman.
Have a young lady here. Please stand.